2. We are making French silk pie. I went yesterday, got the right kind of chocolate, so we're getting it done today. Again, I've never in my life made a French silk pie. I've never in my life did this live. So we are going to be doing all of this together. So please be patient with me. So again, starting all over, I cheated and I bought a pre-made crust. If you would like to make your own crust, you would just need, it says about 20 Oreo cookies, the regular stuffed, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Crush up your Oreos in a food processor. Hey, our little gingerbread house. Alright, so you would just crush up your Oreos in a food processor, add the melted butter, press it down into a pie pan, throw it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, and you'd get this. This is cheaper if you're just making one pie, unless you're like really particular about your ingredients, which this one doesn't really have that bad of ingredients, but if you look at the what's in an Oreo anyway, it's about the same. So anyway, this is cheaper and easier. All right, now we're gonna jump ahead past the crust since I cheated. Like I said yesterday when I canceled it, I was gonna do a hack, but everyone, like everything I read said don't do the hack, it will turn out chalky. So I went and I bought the actual chocolate. I bought 2 bars of this, and it came up to like $6 for both bars, which is cheaper than the first Walmart I went to originally, where it was like 10 bucks for 2 bars. And I don't know that, anyway. So I got these. We're going to do 2 things at once, and hopefully 3 things at once technically, because I'm talking to you guys, so hopefully we don't ruin it. So we're going to be melting that in the microwave, and then at the same time we're going to go ahead and start our next mixture. So I'm going to kind of move over. I'm probably going to have to drag the trash can over because I need to break eggs. And we're going to get our 1 1/3 cup sugar into a small saucepan, which I already did. I already put the sugar in there. And then we're going to whisk in 4 eggs and turn it to medium low heat, and we're going to be stirring like pretty consistently because we don't want the eggs to cook. We want them to, what is the word, temper. So we want to temper the eggs basically. We don't want them to scramble. So we're going to be constantly whisking the sugar and egg mixture while melting the sugar, or I'm sorry, melting the chocolate in the microwave and stirring that. So if the microwave didn't shut off, I already have it set for what we need it set for. And yeah, let me get us moved. Hi, Michelle. All right, so we're gonna get this moved, and I'm gonna try to angle it. Again, I'm not used to recording in this manner. All right, so as you can see, I already got the sugar set up. I have a candy thermometer. If you use a candy thermometer, make sure it's not touching the bottom of the pan, just a little above. That way it's not picking up the heat from the burner. So I'm going to pull my trash can over, and we are going to pop this in the microwave. It says to cook it for 1 minute and 30 seconds at medium power, and then stir, and then every 30 seconds after that, again on medium power. And then we're going to start putting in our eggs. We need 4 eggs into the mixture. Do I whisk them together first? It doesn't really specify. It just says whisk and then set it over medium low heat. So I guess I stir it all in first and then turn the heat on. Again, I never made one of these pies before. It looked pretty easy, which is why I opted to make it instead of buying it from the store. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I might end up going to buy a pre-made one anyway, so we'll see. I hope not. I hope it turns out fine. But, and then these last 2 eggs just need to go in the garbage because they broke. My refrigerator apparently got really cold and froze the eggs. Don't ask. And they broke. So these have to go in the garbage, and then I gotta clean it out and put more eggs in it. Yay. I cooked, sorry, French silk, yes. I never made one. Have you made one before? I mean, I bought them before. I shouldn't have done that. But I've never actually made them before. All right. And this is actually the first time I ever melted chocolate where it didn't say to put any like coconut oil or anything in with it. So, we'll see. So we need 30 seconds, power level 50. All right, we're gonna have to add that back in after I get it whisked. Also, I'm trying to make sure I keep up with y'all, but pay attention at the same time. I'm not very good at multitasking sometimes, so we're gonna, I made all my other pies yesterday. I made the 2 pumpkin pies and 2 pumpkin cheesecakes. I knew it was going to make 2 pumpkin cheesecakes, and so I just assumed that the pumpkin pie recipe would make 2 pies, but I ended up having to do a whole different recipe for the second pie. Not that we're going to eat that many pies, but like I bought the crusts, so I was like, they can sit in the freezer for a while, whatever we don't eat. So, all right, I think I got this pretty whisked together. So we'll get the candy thermometer back in here. It needs to cook to 160 degrees. I'm going to stir this and then we'll turn on the heat on this. And I probably... So you're supposed to melt it until it gets down to just a few chunks that you can stir. Again, I've never cooked chocolate where you didn't add something to it. All right, let's get this turned to medium low. These are my only 2 good burners on this side. I think my husband said he's going to call the landlord about our bee problem we have out front. I think I'm going to have him tell him about the stove, because the oven is starting to cook unevenly. Like the pies were only supposed to cook for 50 minutes. I ended up cooking them for about 70 minutes because the oven's not cooking properly. So I forgot I'm supposed to be stirring this consistently. I think it'll be fine for just 1 second. So this is almost done. I think 1 more 30 seconds and it will be done. All right. All right, so 30 seconds timer. All right. So this has to come up to 160 degrees. Let me double check that. Yes, 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're going to remove it from the heat, add the chocolate and vanilla, and then we're going to cool it until it's warm. So we might be having a little sit-down session to chit-chat while it cools. And I know I'm like doing this pretty close because we have our other live at 1 o'clock on the Let's Get Real channel. So I figured it shouldn't take that long. It says prep time's only 30 minutes and then cook time is 20, so figured about an hour for it. So it should have plenty of time. I need to start reading recipes though, because you know those, I don't know if they still make them. They're these things that were automatic and like it would constantly stir your crap for you. I wonder if they still make those. Those would come in real handy sometimes, like when you have to constantly stir. Yeah, because it says whisk constantly. And I don't know what is considered medium low heat either. Because it's not even really heating up yet. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I might have it too low. Whew. I mean, I know why we have to stir constantly because of the eggs. We don't want them to scramble, so. So what's everyone else doing today? Yes, I went and I had to go buy it yesterday because my hack, everything I read said my hack wasn't going to work. It's Ghirardelli baking chocolate. It was surprisingly cheaper than the Walmart brand, so I figured might as well indulge in some Ghirardelli. I should have got 3 bars because then I could have done the shavings on top, but I think I have some chocolate bars in there that I could use to shave down, like little miniature bars. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I have to finish cleaning tonight. I have laundry I have to finish, and tomorrow I have to bake a cake, make baked beans, pasta salad for Sunday, and finish getting the guest room together, and just go over the floors. So. And this one called for bittersweet chocolate, which was what was hard to find, was the bittersweet. I could find semi-sweet, I could find milk chocolate, but finding the bittersweet chocolate was the hard part. The first Walmart I went to only had one, and it was like $5 a bar, and I didn't want to pay $5 a bar because at that point I might as well, I mean really at this point anyway, buying all the ingredients, I probably should have just bought the pre-made one, but it's a challenge for me just knowing if I can do it or not. So that's honestly what it comes down to, is the challenge. I have a whole Pinterest board of like challenging foods. Like I want to make macarons. Is that what they're called? Yep. Knowledge is power. And then it's a French, I think it's French. It's like I call it little donuts with what is it? Ribbon sugar or whatever, like spiderweb sugar. I forget what it's called, but it's like a little tower of balls, like donut balls, donut holes, but it's not donuts. It's, yeah, macaroon. Yeah, I want to learn. Apparently there's like 2 versions. There's the like cake version, and then they also call the like little chocolate and coconut things, macaroons. So I want to make the cake ones with or the cookie ones with the cream in the middle. I want to learn how to make those. And then the donut tower thing, I'm pretty sure it's French, and I just forget what it's called. But I see it on the baking championship all the time. I love watching like the holiday baking championships, and I go and I look up like things on Pinterest after watching that, and I'm like, I want to learn to do that, and then I just never get around to doing it. So I think one of my goals for next year is to start challenging myself a little more when it comes to cooking or baking, cooking too, but cooking's a little bit harder because I have a picky husband. So it's starting to rise now, but it's still going slow. What side am I looking at anyway? No, that's fish. So I need no, that's Celsius. So I need Fahrenheit. And of course, the holder thing is covering where 160 degrees is. I'm glad I looked at that because on this side is Celsius, and I was looking at that first. I'm like, we have a long way to go, but nope, it's almost to 100 Fahrenheit. And then you just need to get to 160. Yes, a croquembouche. That's what it was. Like I've watched one YouTuber that does the same thing. Like she finds like things that pastry chefs don't like cooking, and she tries to recreate them. And she said that it was one of the easiest things she did, but everyone on the food challenge says how much they hate making them, that they are very, not just time consuming, but that it's like if you don't get certain things just right, it doesn't work. My thing is, I don't know when I would ever have the opportunity to actually need to make one, because I don't normally have a lot of people around here, and I don't think I need to make one of those just for my husband and I. So maybe like next time my family comes down, I can do that. I can challenge myself. My little sous chef might be here then. She's not little anymore. She is going to be 23 on Sunday. I can't believe it. All right, we are basically at 100 degrees. I need to raise this just a little. Can I do it and stir? I just need to be able to see. There we go. I just need to be able to see 160 degrees. Oh, I did my dressing yesterday too. It's in the refrigerator because it's got to sit overnight, and then you make sure it doesn't need more liquid or seasonings, and then you add the raw egg, and then I'm going to freeze it after that. So that's going to be something, if I have time after we finish this pie, I'm going to finish that, and that'll be one more project done. And then all I have left to do is the rolls and carrot cupcakes. So And though I can do those while they're here, I was just trying to get everything done before then. If anything, I'll save the cupcakes for when they're here. But I definitely want to get the rolls done because those are a little more time consuming. So if I have time tonight, I'll probably do those, or I'll do them tomorrow after I do all the stuff I need for Sunday. And I gotta lay out the turkey tomorrow night, tomorrow night. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it. Yep. So, I wrote out like a to-do list for actual our Thanksgiving Day that we're doing here in October. So it looks like I gotta do get the rolls laid out to rise, and then start the turkey, and then start the sweet potato casserole, because those are the ones that take the longest to cook apparently, because I'm doing the turkey I'm doing in my roaster pan that I got last year. I've only ever cooked chickens in it, and so we're hopeful, we're gonna see. And then everything else for the most part is gonna be cooked in a crock pot. And I don't think I'm gonna have that much stuff to cook in the oven except the rolls and the corn casserole. I'm pretty sure that's how it came out. I'm trying to use the oven as little as possible because, again, we live in Florida and there's going to be 10 people in this house. I'm already going to have to turn the air down to probably 70 to accommodate for all the body heat that's going to be in this house. So, which is fine. I'm more than welcoming to everyone. Well, family-wise anyway, because the dog isn't going to have anyone else coming in. So he does not like people, and that's probably our fault. But at the same time, like, we used to take him places all the time and he was fine. But then when we lived in Indiana, we had this neighbor move in next door to us, and he did not like that neighbor. And ever since then, he's been like overly protective of especially me. So it makes me wonder if he can like sense bad intentions or something. I don't know. Okay, it's starting to rise a little bit faster now. I didn't realize our first 20 minutes was going to be just me stirring. It's at about 120 degrees now, so only 40 more degrees to go. And yes, I do want to visit with them as much as possible. Like, my sister-in-law was like, oh, we'll help you when we get there, but it's like, I don't want to spend the whole time they're here cooking, so, you know, I want to, you know, play board games and visit and stuff like that. It's just like stuff I don't get to do on the weekends because I don't live up there anymore. And it used to be an every week thing for us when I did live up there, but I don't live up there anymore. And no, I don't ever want to move back before anyone asks. I love my family, but the state of Indiana is just not for me at all. Do I have to let this come down? Okay, no. We stir in the chocolate vanilla and then let it cool to just warm. What is just warm? Like, would that be like maybe 100 degrees or right under 100 degrees? I know, like, when you do yeast, it needs to be around 110 degrees, not more and not much less. So just makes me wonder what is just warm. Yeah, I try to follow the recipes as much as possible because it says 160 degrees and coats the back of a metal spoon. Well, I didn't grab a metal spoon, so I can, but then that means I have to stop stirring for a moment. Thank you. Yeah, I bought it off Amazon last year. I had another apron I got for Christmas one year from I think my brother, but I'm gonna tell you, not all aprons are created equally because it barely tied on me. So when I found this apron, I looked for plus size aprons. And most of the ones that were plus size like went over you like a poncho, I guess would be the best example I could give. So which I prefer it this way too, because then it's not pulling at my neck because it's sitting on my shoulders. So but they have all sorts of cute aprons but they're not made for plus size people, and it's just not fair. I mean, I'm lucky. This was the cutest one that wasn't plain. There's a lot of plain ones for plus size people, but like cute ones that are affordable. Let me throw that one out there too, because you know I could have spent $70 on a really cute apron, but I'm not about that life. All right, we're coming up to 150, so we got 10 more degrees to go. I have not looked, no. I have one Christmas sweater, and I only have one Christmas sweater because we go up to Indiana every other year. But for the most parts, I try to look for like Christmas t-shirts and stuff, just because it doesn't get cold down here. Apparently, we're supposed to have the worst winter in Florida history. We'll see. I'll welcome it, but like the worst winter in Florida history is like down to, I think, 40 degrees or something like that. So I'll have to look them up. I haven't looked at them in a while. I've been doing more thread up than any other thing. Man, this is tiring. Persimmon seeds have spoons in them. Apparently once it gets to 150, it decides it doesn't want to climb very fast anymore. I was left-handed or at least ambidextrous, because then I could, actually, no, I wish I was ambidextrous so I could use both hands comfortably, but when I try to stir with my left, it just doesn't. Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I don't even think I've ever seen a persimmon seed, so. I don't even think I've ever, persimmon's a fruit, right? I might be thinking of something else. It's almost there. It's hard to find the red wine. You have to find it just the right spot. I'm gonna grab a metal spoon real quick. So the back of the, what's it supposed to do on the back of a metal spoon? Coats. Oh, it's coated, so it must be done. Alright, let's turn this off, scooch it over. Can we still see? Yes. I'm gonna take the candy thermometer out. I'm gonna get this to the sink real quick. And we're going to get this chocolate in. Alright, let's get this in. Then we're gonna add our vanilla. I'm glad I did not do the hack, because this is 8 ounces of chocolate right here, and what I was about to make yesterday was gonna be a lot more than 8 ounces of chocolate. So I am glad I did not follow that tutorial. I almost wonder if it was like a recipe to make the bittersweet chocolate into bars or something and then go from there. I don't know. Give me one moment. I can't see. Let me get this stirred in. And I need to add the vanilla. Alright, so it was 8 ounces of chocolate melted. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I kind of just guess on vanilla, because you can't really ever have too much. Well, you can. That's not true. And I make homemade vanilla, so, well, I didn't used to, but now I do. I made it last year. Actually, let me move you forward so I can read. They have like 8. Okay, so it is fruit. I don't think I've ever had a persimmon. So, alright, so I got this stirred up. What's it say to do after that? Stir, cool to warm, stir occasionally. It's pretty thick. So do I need the candy thermometer to, I want to see if I can scrape out any more of this chocolate. I should have used a round glass dish instead of the square, but I couldn't reach the round one, so, and I didn't feel like getting the ladder out. So that's on me. All right, I'm gonna get this in the sink and get it in hot water. Why is my sponge just laying this? Okay. What are you eating? There's nothing on the floor that you should be eating. All right, I think I'm gonna get the candy thermometer back out so we can see what the temperature is. All right, so once it cools, we're gonna put it, apparently I gotta dump it in the electric mixer after that. This thing just uses a lot of dishes. I guess let's go ahead and get the crust. Because I don't have a handheld mixer and it says use an electric mixer. Maybe I should invest in an electric mixer. Oh, I have my immersion blender. That might work. Actually, do you think an immersion blender will work? I need honest feedback on that. For an electric mixer, because it says use an electric mixer and beat the butter. Oh, no, never mind. I do need to use this one because it's 2 to 3 minutes. So anyway, actually, let me turn the water off. We can go ahead and start that while it's cooling. I'm gonna move y'all closer. I've been dragging this trash can around all day. Does this flip over and make a lid? I guess we can see if the lid's gonna fit on there or not. So we need to beat 10 tablespoons. So I have 8 here, and then we're gonna have to cut 2 tablespoons off of that because both of these are at room temperature. All right. It's hard to cut 2 tablespoons of softened butter, but we're going to try. Well, I somewhat cut it, so that's good enough, right? We can just scrape it in now. Can you guys believe I went to culinary school watching my cooking videos? Oh man. To be fair, I got 6 months of culinary school under my belt before I had to leave for life. So we're gonna beat this until light and fluffy, so about 2 minutes. And then we add the chocolate in gradually, and then turn it up to high speed once it's all in, or until light and fluffy. So, I'm going to dump these eggs so I can get this in the sink to wash. get, where did I put the other scratcher? I must have put it in the sink. Let's get another one. I'm going to kind of push all this towards the middle. But yeah, I wanted to go to, I don't even know if you can hear me. Let's move just a little this way. But I wanted to go to culinary school to be a pastry chef. And, well, life happened and I didn't get to finish. I had to drop out so I could work more. I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's about 110 degrees, this is, so, yeah. It's definitely cooled enough, so. Let me get this back in the sink. All right. And then we're going to gradually add this. I'm going to move you guys back over. Sorry it's so loud. I guess that's what happens when I can't mute the sound and add music. Or voiceover. So we're going to turn this down just a little because we don't want it on high heat while we're or high speed while we're adding that. I'm going to set the whisk in the pie shell. It's not going to hurt nothing. Just a little extra chocolate. And then we're going to gradually add that. Did I even let that mix for 2 minutes before I started adding chocolate? I don't know. And I'm hoping the slow stream is considered gradual to this recipe. I need to scrape this. And I've noticed that recipes are different down south than they are in Florida as far as like what gradual means, like how much of something to add, because like when I lived in Indiana, I had the perfect no-bake cookie recipe, and then when we moved down to Florida, they wouldn't set for anything, so I had to adjust my recipe, and now I have the perfect Florida recipe. So it's just about adapting to your environment as far as baking goes, because this recipe may be written by someone that lives in Maine, and they're at a higher sea level than we are, and so that affects a lot of things. Hopefully you can hear me. This mixer's a little loud. But we have to beat this for about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna look at the clock, 10:44. We're gonna go over here, have a sit. Yes, I have to do dishes, as you see. I had a baking day yesterday. So let's come over here and have a sit. Oh, I'll lower you. Can you guys hear me better now that, okay. The mixer's just really loud. So, I didn't record any of my other pie making stuff that I did yesterday. I'm just trying to get it all done, and recording, believe it or not, like slows me down because I have to always check, make sure it's not going over a certain time. Yeah, and they don't give you that in these recipes, so you kind of got to adapt to it. And that could have been the pie issue too, but I know for a fact it's the part of it is the stove, because when we first moved into this house, we used to be able to cook a frozen pizza. The box always says like 18 to 20 minutes. But we always cook it for like 30 minutes, and last time we cooked a frozen pizza, it took almost an hour to cook the pizza. So I know for a fact there's something wrong with the oven. And then the stovetop, I have one burner that doesn't work, one burner that only cooks on high. Like, it doesn't matter what, you can have it on low, it's gonna cook high. And then the other two burners work fine. What did I say, 44, right? All right, so anyway, but yeah, I think the hat was a bad idea. It's kind of hot. It's hot in here. That, and I don't have the fan on, which is weird. I have a video coming out. I think I'm gonna post it on Monday, and it is my practicing for Vlogmas vlog. Guys, we're in for a treat for Vlogmas. Because like I said, I can't do 25 days of cleaning. It would be very boring 25 days if all I did was make videos of me cleaning for you guys. So I'm gonna try to find some fun activities that we can do that aren't too expensive. I am probably going to be going to Oklahoma next month, but that one's still up in the air because, I mean, it's not my story to tell, so, you know, it's Crystal's story, but she's going to be moving. We're just waiting for a definitive move-in date from her landlord, so we'll, if it's not next month, hopefully it's not December, because, you know, I mean, the beginning of December would be fine, but around Christmas, no. You know, I can't do it around Christmas, and hopefully they would be more understanding if I said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to let her move in the beginning of January, because I'm not going to be up there around Christmas time. So, I don't know. What? Thank you. Yeah, so if you have ideas for Vlogmas, let me know. Like I said in my practice for Vlogmas video, my decorating should all be done before December 1st even happens. I'm hoping we get like a move-in date around the beginning of November for me to, not for her to move the beginning of, he said it'd probably be the end of November for her to move. Um, but hopefully they can give us a definitive date. Yeah. I thought about doing that, but I like to get them up early. I don't know what. I think I'm gonna start Vlogmas out with the house tour though. Like the Christmas house tour, that'll probably be Vlogmas day 1. Oh, hold on. It's time to turn this off. Reindeer games. Does that sound? I swear my KitchenAid's about to go out. It's not very fluffy. Or until light and fluffy. It's not fluffy. It's still very runny. Did I do something wrong? Did I forget to put something in there? Well, yeah, I can do that. I think we might have messed this recipe up. I don't know. It's not fluffy at all. Maybe if I like put it in, I'm gonna give it more time because it says 5 minutes or until light and fluffy. Hopefully I'm not supposed to be like watching it the whole time. Keep blooper clips. I could do that. Normally I edit that out and delete it, but I could keep blooper clips in. I feel like I did something wrong. Because it's still like really runny when you lift the thing. It shouldn't be super runny, right? If it's light and fluffy. I think I'm gonna end up buying the pie. Oh man. Let's go watch it. I'm very nervous now. Which one did I? Sorry. Oh, it's starting to look fluffier. I don't know if you can see it. It's starting to look more like pudding. We're gonna go with it, and if it doesn't set, then I might go buy one as a backup or something. Okay, hold on. So, I don't know. It's a pudding consistency. So would that be considered light and fluffy? It tastes good. Because it looks like I have to beat the cream and some powdered sugar and then fold it into this. See how it drizzles though? Can you guys see that? I think I'm gonna get the immersion blender out. Let this continue beating a little more, and get the immersion blender out and do the whipped cream with the immersion blender. And by immersion blender, I mean my whisk attachment for it. Plug the pan in. And I need a bowl. How much do I have to? 1 1/3 cup. So. Like, it looks like it's getting stiffer and stiffer. But it could just be my imagination. One. Same amount. Woo! Same amount I needed for the sugar. All right, so we're supposed to beat this until it begins to thicken. Then we're supposed to add powdered sugar and beat until stiff peaks form. Woo! I should have gotten a taller bowl. This is making a mess. All right, hold on. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it's all over the dog. No, it's room temperature. So I don't know what I just did. It's room temperature. Come here, you got milk all over you. Or cream. Oh Lord, I need to get a bigger bowl. I don't know if I have a bigger bowl. Pretty sure I used all my bigger bowls yesterday. Oh no, here I have. Alright, let's do that. You get another. I think I'm going to end up using every spatula in the house for this recipe. Alright. Now let's see if we can do this without splashing everywhere. And then we're supposed to add in our sugar, our powdered sugar, which is 4 teaspoons. Jesus Christ. Freaking give me a heart attack. Stitch. Must be Amazon or something. Alright. Now we're supposed to beat until this keeps going. I don't know, I'm gonna let it sit there and just strip off. We're gonna go with that. It's like, what the hell? It's like cottage cheese. Maybe my house is too hot. Could that be it? Like, see, it's like cottage cheesy. And I let it beat until it was thick, or before it began, when it began to get thick, and then I added the sugar. But now it's like turning into curds and whey. See? Like, can y'all see the bottom of this? The whey? How it's turning into like curds and whey? Like, what the hell? All right. All right. All right, so I'm just going to chalk this up to a fail, guys, because the whipped cream isn't working out right, and the batter is, thank you, oh, he's walking away now. The batter is, the chocolate's not getting fluffy. It's not warm. I cooled it down to room temperature. It was under 100 degrees when I added it. I don't know. I'm going to chalk this up to a fail. I'm going to add just the chocolate part to the pie and call it like a chocolate pie, and then I'll just go buy a French silk pie. I guess I can call it a pudding pie or something. I don't know. I need to figure out, maybe I'll add some powdered sugar to the chocolate part to get it to thicken up, and then I'll call it a chocolate pudding pie or something like that. I don't understand what happened with the creamer. It's fine. It just means I get to try it again some other time. I just don't have the ingredients to try it again today. So I think I'm just gonna go buy French silk pie this time, call it a loss, and I'll figure something out with that chocolate. Either I'm just gonna add some a little powdered sugar to it to get it to thicken up a little, call it a pudding pie. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, but I don't know what the milk, I just bought that heavy cream, so it's not bad. I just don't understand. Like, it was working fine until I added the powdered sugar. Like, it was starting to make whipped cream, and then I added the powdered sugar like it says to, and it just went downhill from there. And I know it's powdered sugar, so is it? It might be flour. Hold on. Now we gotta check, because if I grabbed the wrong container and this is not powdered sugar, then it looks like powdered sugar though. It's powdered sugar. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. It literally is turning to curds and whey. It's trying to make cheese, and I definitely don't want a French cheese pie. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it a loss, guys. We're gonna call it a loss for the French cheese pie. Let's see if we can get, turn y'all around so it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get this a little thicker. Let me put my curds and whey in here to dump out. Can you guys still see? I didn't raise you back up. All right, we're gonna add a little powdered sugar to this. See if we can't get it to, the machine is very hot, but I don't know. I really don't know. All right, let's just add a little powdered sugar to this. See if we can't get that to thicken up a little bit. November 28th, it's still good, so I don't know, I'm gonna put it back in the fridge. We're gonna go with it. We'll see. I'm gonna put it in the freezer and let it set, and then I'll, actually no, because I have the lid I can put on it, so. I don't know what happened. This is really crumbly too. Like, what the heck? We're just gonna buy a French silk pie. And I'll add it to my challenging foods, apparently. Apparently, French silk pie is not as easy to make as it sounds. So, if you guys try making it, let me know if you were successful, because I'd love to know it's possible in other climates, but in Florida I gotta figure it out, because it just wasn't happening today. I gotta clean the spatula real quick. pretty sure I have more, but I just don't feel like digging them out. And there is a gnat in my house that's really peeing me off right now. Anyway. Okay. We're going to dump all of this into here. See, it thickened up a little. Oh, you guys can't see crap. There we go. It thickened up a little, but definitely not light and fluffy. It's more of a either a cake batter or pudding consistency. I don't know, but we're gonna put it in the freezer nonetheless and just call it a pudding pie. Cause I don't know what else to do. I don't want to completely waste everything, so. All right, let's get this back on it. And they specifically requested French silk pie, which is why I was making it, so we're just gonna buy one. It's fine. You live, you learn, you get loves, right? It is what it is, what it is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and call this a fail. But I don't like the word failure. So let's just call it our first attempt. And we'll try again. I think my husband likes French silk pie. I'll have to find out from him. If he does, I'll attempt to make it again. I just got to figure out what went wrong. Or I might look up a different recipe because this one, oh, I forgot to say, this is from Handle the Heat and it's a recipe by Tessa Aries. So I found it on Pinterest if you want this specific one, but I think I'm gonna look for a different recipe the next time I make it. And I think I'm gonna wait until I buy a second KitchenAid bowl, because it would come in handy, especially since it wants me to mix everything with an electric mixer, or I might just buy a handheld mixer. I don't know. Because see, the topping would have been the same issue. It's cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla. And you're supposed to beat those on high speed until it reaches stiff peaks. So I don't know what happened. If anyone has any ideas about what might have happened with the powdered sugar and creamer, let me know. And as well as this, like I said, I let it cool down to under 100 degrees, but maybe I just need to let it like completely cool, because it just says cool to warm. It doesn't say cool to cool, if that makes any sense. So I let it, and like I said, yeast is 110 degrees, maybe a little less, but never higher, for when you do yeast. So I figured 100 degrees would be warm still. Maybe it was too cold. I don't know. This is why some of these, it's like you need to be a little more specific, because you're telling us to cool to just warm, but what is just warm? Because my just warm could be different from someone else's just warm, because you know, I did stick my finger in it when it was 100 degrees and it was fine. Like I could still touch it, but someone else might think that's still too hot. So I don't know. I'm chalking this up to a fail, and we'll try it again. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. We will not be defeated by this pie. And for all I know, I might thaw out this chocolate pudding pie, what we're calling it now, and they might like it over the French silk pie, and I might have just created something completely new and wonderful. Who knows? I highly doubt it. This might end up going to the garbage, or I might just tell my husband, hey, there's a failed pie, you can eat it, I don't care. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I have a bunch of other stuff I need to do today, and I have a live on my other channel, Let's Get Real, if you want to go check that out today at 1 o'clock. We will be doing the Am I the A-hole discussions. So we'll be reading through a bunch of stories and discussing them, deciding if the person is in fact the a-hole or not. So I just wanted something simple, not a lot of research involved. I'm literally just going to pull up Reddit and start reading stories. We're not even going to, what is it called? I can't think today. What is it called when you prepare things? Like, we're not going to research them. We're not going to have any knowledge of what the stories are about beforehand. Normally, Crystal is usually the one surprised at everything, but today we're both going to be surprised because I'm not going to read through things. We're both going to have our reactions. So I'm going to get this mess cleaned up, get the kitchen cleaned up, get my dressing finished and put in the freezer, and then I might have time to eat something before the live starts. So fingers crossed. I still need to take my morning medicines. Don't let me forget. If any of you guys are joining the live at 1 o'clock, remember to ask me, hey, did you take your morning meds? Because I'm probably going to forget. So please just help me out. Help me out, guys. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, thumbs up, comment down below if you didn't watch it live, questions, concerns, what did I do wrong? Please let me know. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be Monday. Bye.